How you doing?
It's Jefferson IRL edition. I even got the attire from the animated me because we hit 1 million subs, so that's worth celebrating. Eye to eye, or at least eye to my phone camera. We're doing a Q&A. There will be another special video after this, which will be a video about a bunch of different things, but the core of it will be about hitting 1 million, like what it took, and then also my family celebrating it, and we went on a vacation, and there's a ton of cool trip footage we have, and then I'm gonna go through all of it, but there's gonna be some extra stuff in there that I think is gonna be really cool. Until we get to that, we have the Q&A, and we have all your guys' questions that you've asked me, so we're going to go over them. Thank you so much for 1 million subscribers. That's crazy. I do not have the plaque yet. It's shipping right now, though. I do have my old one, and these losers. Never mind, it actually just showed up. Yes.
One mission, one channel, and one more thing. 1 million subscribers. Woohoo! Oh my goodness.
Yeah!
I'm here to answer your guys' questions. I have some more things to do for the sake of like celebrating it. So let's just get straight to your questions. My iPad's on the floor for looking at these. Greenlight Creation says, such a huge milestone, man. Congrats again, especially for someone who animates on Flip-A-Clip like myself and many others. My question is, what's next? Do you plan on advancing your career or sticking to YouTube? For now, it will be sticking to YouTube. Even though I've been doing this for technically 5 years, I still feel like I'm like just getting started. Just because I hit 1 million doesn't mean I'm immediately washed, right? Right? I love the YouTube format. Like, let me put it this way. If I went to go animate for someone else's channel or someone else's production company, or went to go be a professional animator, if I was in that position, I'd be like, man, I wish I could make my own stuff for my own YouTube channel, which is great. I'm already there. I'm at the place that would be desirable for another job. So I'm sorry, the dog's at the door. Wants to get down. Yeah. All that to say, I'm very happy with where I am right now. I enjoy making my own independent little animations to go on YouTube. I do have plans for making some bigger project stuff, but likely it'll just be for the YouTube channel. Like, this is what I want to put my attention into. I can reach a lot of people this way. I have 1 million subscribers. Thank you all so much for putting me in this position, and thank you for that question. Next one. Question 1, is there a process for selecting where Triangle and Monkey go, or does it just pop up randomly in your head and you go, hey, this would be a funny place to send them? So I usually do plan ahead of time where they're going to go, but it's not much far ahead of time. Like, I already know places that I want them to go next season, but sometimes it's loose. It's like I could decide while I'm making that next season, like, yeah, maybe they'll go this place this week. Like, that's funny. That's a good topic. It's a bit of both. That's the answer. When will you animate the holy 100-year war between Pancakia and Waffleland? Showing that as entertainment is kind of insensitive. This is a heavy topic here, so waffles suck. There's nothing nuanced about that. Is Monkey a simp? Always was and always will be. The problem is I haven't given him anyone to simp over or ever. I don't know if I want Monkey to be sad, so no love interest for Monkey. Which kaiju do you think they should add into the Monsterverse next? Part of me wants to say Destroya. Even though I'm currently doing my own version of Destroya, it would be really cool if they had a Destroya. That or Anguirus. Russell. Will you do an animation about Jurassic World Rebirth when the time comes? Probably, unless I don't have a good idea for it, because that's how it works with the prediction animations now, is they have to start with a good idea first, and then I decide to go through with them. So if I think of a good, funny dinosaur scenario, that'll be my cue to do it. Oh, so many questions. I almost don't want to answer any of them. I'll answer this one. How much fun do you animate? About 5. Hit 1 million, by the way. Will Godzilla 2014 join Team Triangle? Because I currently have 2 living versions of Monsterverse Godzilla, and they're just out there in their own little biomes. They could come back in some way. Basically, I'm just having them on hold. Will you ever get fans to voice act for TVM characters? I get a lot of requests from you guys, and it's kind of cool that you guys want to be in the series, but when I do have people collab with me, it's because I know their work, or I know them pretty well, and it's like kind of safe and reasonable to collab with them. It just gets really complicated with stuff like trying to get people who just reach out wanting to be voice actors. I'm not saying it won't happen in the future, but there's a reason I don't normally do it. I'm not doubting your guys' abilities. Maybe a little. Will you ever think about making another stop motion animation? I have thought about that because I used to do like little Lego stop motions or like with action figures and stuff like that. That's kind of what I started with, and that was really fun to make. But then I just started doing the animations, which I used to do animations on a whiteboard. For everyone who doesn't know, I started on a separate channel called JJ's Ideas where I'd make whiteboard animations. And usually I like to bury that thing because it's just kind of cheesy videos. But like what you're seeing on screen is kind of the origin of what I would do. I've thought about doing stop motions again, maybe for like a callback thing. Hey Blunt Brothers, can you make Gigan, please? No. I've always wanted to know how Monkey got that Leviathan axe in season 3. How was he able to take it from Kratos? I've never covered this in a video, but just the implication of they went to that franchise and stole the axe. But I've thought of doing it anyway, is going back and making that a callback episode, like I've done with the Venom versus Carnage video. Do you breathe air or oxygen? I'm not one of you peasants. I don't breathe oxygen or air. I'm crying right now from coughing. What is your age? 20. Unk status. Will you make a video of Triangle Monkey going to How to Train Your Dragon? I have thought about that before because there's the big dragon at the end of the movie, but even I could shrink them down to the size and just make them fight normal dragons. You know what I wish I could do again, and I could do it again technically, but like it would just be weird too, is Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is literally perfect for this. If they did a movie that was like a crossover between Pacific Rim, like the Jaegers, and then the kaiju from the Monsterverse, maybe make it uncanon like Alien vs. Predator, that would be awesome. Think of how cool that would be. Throw the Transformers in there while you're at it. Where is Mechagodzilla 2021? We saw him at the end of season 3, but he's nowhere in season 4. Well, he is in season 4. Basically, his head was severed off from the rest of his body, and they're currently working on a project, which we will see what that project is at the end of this season. There, look at him. He's got little arms. Will Agent P ever return? That's a really good question, because it might not happen anymore. Because of James Gunn's new universe, it's very possible that we'll never get a continuation of The Batman. So, if they don't make a sequel, and there's no trailer for that sequel, and there's no trailer to parody for that sequel, we will get no Agent P. Unless I make one of those stupid Phineas and Ferb videos again, or I just decide to make it my own. You should release a height chart. That would be an interesting thing to do, because it might be hard to do in the videos, and I'm a little inconsistent with their sizes sometimes, but I have a set way of like how tall everybody is. But to see how relatively tall everyone is to each other, that would be really cool. That's something I might do for my second channel, Jefferson Blunt, which if you aren't subscribed yet, I do stuff on there. It's pretty fun. Will Triangle and Monkey ever go to Ninjago? Now that's an idea. I don't know if Ninjago's too niche for that, and also it's 2025. If I did make them go to Ninjago, I'd have a little bit of fun with it. I'd make them fight the Great Devourer. That's easy. And then the ninja would be down there just doing their thing. Will there be a Crimson Hunter plush? All right, let's have some honesty here. Will you guys buy that if I made it? Some of you would, and I'm very thankful for that. I don't think people are interested in that. You guys would rather have a Ghidorah plushie, or a Cole plushie, or a Russell plushie, or even a Schmoopy plushie, right? What would you guys rather have? Say it in the comments. Would you rather have the Crimson Hunter or Schmoopy? I know which one I'd rather have. Will Monkey get his memories back this season, or are you planning to keep him in the dark until much further down the line? Right now, him not having his memory serves a narrative purpose. So yes, for now, he's still not going to have his memory. I can't really reveal much right now without just spoiling the plot that I have built, but it is actually an important factor. How many parts will there be until season 4 ends? So I'm on 48 right now. The plan is that I'll have 3 or 4 more parts, but 2 of those are like the finale parts, so they're going to take a while to make. You will only get like 3 or 4 more episodes, but those episodes are going to be, they're going to be long episodes. How long do you plan to continue the series? Till I die. Sorry, the dog is messing with my stuff. Pumpkin! Question, what happened to Russell? In part 43, he was much larger. Because he's on 4 legs, he is shorter than the rest of them. But you're right, he was actually bigger in part 43. Yeah, that's another example of like the inconsistencies of the size, but generally, Russell's supposed to be a little smaller than that, but he's not as small as he looks. You're cute. Where is Monkey Day 2? On the way. Eventually. I am definitely going to make it. Right now, I'm thinking of material of what's going to be in the next video. I want to make this better than the first. I don't know if I'll be able to achieve that because the first one is perfection. What is your next sub goal? Whatever we hit next. Maybe we'll get to 2 million. That would be great. Brings me to something. For now on, when I do Q&As, I think they'll be more spontaneous. I just might do Q&As when I feel like it, sort of. And I can get... The dog keeps setting off my little alarm. Stop! Have you ever played Poppy Playtime? Not really, no, but I've watched playthroughs. It's a very fun game to watch. How do you do that Unflip a clip. It's just a lot of practice, and I found ways to make it work for such a simple app, but that's almost it, is the simplicity of it. Made it easy for me to learn. There's actually a lot more detail, but I'm not gonna go into it right now, at least. Stop! Why did you start animating, and how did you think of the name Blunt Brothers? I got into animation because I had a really bad ankle break around 2020. So I started making animations while I healed, which took a while because I had nerve damage in my ankle. I couldn't play basketball or anything like that for the longest time. And then I started posting the animations on me and my two other brothers' channel, which was called Blunt Brothers Productions. That was the original name of it because it was all three of us. And they still help out with the channel every once in a while, but it's basically just me now. But I still want to keep the name, not only because I like the name Blunt Brothers Productions, especially if they get more associated in the videos in the future, the name fits perfectly already. And I like the name. Monking. When will part 1000 come out? Do the roar.
Do the roar. Do the roar.
Will you do more short horrors? Because I really miss those. Also, Pancakes Forever. Yes, I do enjoy making those as well. I might make a sequel to the Smokey the Bear video, and then I actually have some solid ideas for like more scary type of videos, but those are down the line. I'm proud I've been here since 50K. Do you think the next Halo game will be good? If we're going off of recent history, no. But we are going to get Halo 3 remastered, which I'm so excited for. Will we see Triangle use the symbiote that he got back in Season 1? I've said this before, it's kind of just doesn't exist right now, at least until I eventually do the Alien versus Predator thing, and it'll show up again, but like, it's just like living there. Which day? Monkey Day. Can Rodan be named Burrito? Why? Right now his name is Bird, because he's Bird. Will you ever release Triangle and Monkey as a DVD? Probably not something to sell. I don't know who'd buy that, but it would be cool to make, and I could even make a case for it to be fun, but like make a physical copy of Triangle and Monkey, just in case there's a World War III and then EMPs are everywhere and then the entire internet's down and every piece of technology is cooked. I'll still be able to preserve my precious series. Which one would you rather eat, pancakes or pancakes? Both. Do Cobra Kai somehow. It's not a bad idea. Why does your animated character not have a beard? Because when I originally made that animated character version of me, I didn't really have a beard. So, and that grew over time. And I don't want to change my animated character depending on how I look constantly. Because otherwise, when I shave it, then I'll have to change it back or like something happens. Cool. Animated me is slimmer than actual me. I'm kind of a heavy guy. Let's just say that the animated me is like the fitness goal, sort of. But either way, what are you talking about? Look, I'm wearing the outfit, all right? We look identical. Will Gigan, aka Space Chicken, appear in one of your videos? No. What is your favorite Roblox game? I do not play Roblox because I actually have a life. What is your favorite pizza topping? Oh, it's actually pineapple. What is your favorite game? Not Roblox. I've been playing a lot of good games recently, but I don't know if any of them are my favorite just yet. That kind of comes with age. Really like Battlefield 1. I really like the old Halo games. I have two questions not related to Triangle and Monkey. Do you plan to continue the Transformers videos? Yes, I do. I love making the Transformers videos. It's just, you know, there's other things to work on right now. Will we see the Green Goblin get vengeance for Luthor? I'll probably continue the series. I'm just not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet. I didn't think much far past the funeral. Can you add Half-Life 2 to your series? I haven't played Half-Life 2, so I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But I do want to say I feel bad for Half-Life fans because you're probably never getting a third one. I really wanted a Titanfall 3, but EA basically confirmed that's not gonna happen. Question, Cockroach Dan, you want to do that again? No, I'm not doing that bit again. Will you add swearing to your videos? Why would I? I don't think that's a good idea. A lot of kids watch my videos. Besides some mild violence and blood, I don't want to get into anything that would be PG-13 on this channel. Just don't have any compulsion to do that. It's unnecessary for the things I do. Who's your favorite Ninjago character? Pythor. Pythor's just cool. Or Sensei Wu. Can you please make your own superhero? I have had ideas for my own superheroes. One of the main ones that I have would be a speedster, so like the Flash or Quicksilver. But in a real world scenario, if you had someone that could move that fast, what would they have to deal with, and what would other people try to do to try and stop a person like that? Also, what would you do if you had Speedster versus Speedster, two human beings that can move super fast? What happens when they collide? What is your favorite dinosaur? All of them. I love all the dinosaurs. Call me basic. It's probably the T-Rex or a Spinosaurus. I don't know. One of the cool ones. Will Shimu and Suko be in the series? I do have plans for Shimu. I'll tell you guys that much for now. Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong, but she'll be in it eventually. Don't know about Suko though. Maybe in some form of another, because eventually they're going to go to GVK, so we'll see their forms anyway, but I'm saying as like main characters. Will Malchus or Shin Godzilla ever come back? So the Shin thing, kind of an interesting question that I don't want to get into right now, but Malchus? Little unlikely. Can Triangle break dance? I'm not going to animate all that. Will you make a Cole plushie? It would be very similar to the monkey plushie, but I am open to doing it. But that's not the next one I have planned. Monkey Day sequel, 100%. Are you making Monkey Day 2? I really want to. I wish I could pause everything else and work on that right now, but I can't. I have obligation. Oh! More questions. I'm scared. Do you ever use rig models? No, everything is disconnected and separate, but it's not actually that difficult to have everything disconnected from each other. Will you make Science Experiment 3? Yes, eventually. I actually have the plan for it already. It's just whenever I decide to make it. Will you ever make animations? Well, I have made one animation, which I thought was a pretty cool one, where Triangle and Monkey go to them. I've actually started on like 2 different ones that I never ended up finishing, but one of them will probably be a summary of the first 3 seasons, and I'll probably wait till season 4 is about to come out to do that video, because I kind of missed my window to do it while season 3 is relevant. I really like that show. Do you like anime? No. You did a good job, Blunt Brothers. Keep up the amazing work, and the pictures are so cool, and the last video was so funny. There's no question there. I just appreciate the glaze. That's what it takes to get into the Q&A, people. What is your favorite Transformers movie, and what do you use to animate? I use Flip-A-Clip to animate, and I don't know what my favorite Transformers movie is. It's either Transformers 2007, or it's Dark of the Moon, or it's Transformers 1. Transformers 1 was really good. I did for the first time watch the 80s Transformers movie for the first time, and by the way, that movie's a strange case. It's a trip, but like it was also so cool. It was interesting to say the least. I did like it. Congratulations on 1 million. What's one thing you wish you could change in your animations? It would be that not everything looks like puppeteering. It doesn't look like I'm taking still drawings and images and moving them around, but I wish that didn't have a choppiness to it. I wish there was some way I could get around that. What inspired you to be an animator? So I told you why I started doing the animations, but the reason that I enjoyed doing it is because I've just always admired animation, and I generally just wanted to make things when I was younger. I really liked the idea of like creating. 2D animation seemed like the best way to do it, and you know, maybe it's not as simple as other things, but I'm very happy. I wouldn't want to do any other job right now. This is incredible. Thank you all so much. Thank all 1 million of you. Does Megatron have a Is Pumpkin a French bulldog? Yes, she is. And will she be in TVM? Likely, yes. There's no plans right now, but eventually I'll just have that little booger in there somewhere. Will the gorilla that beat 100 men fight Schmoopy? Someone said in a separate comment, what would happen if you had 2 Chadleys, 2 of them up against 100 Schmoopies? That would be a very interesting animation to see, but no promises so far. Full Minecraft movie adaptation? Yeah, so they're asking that I make almost an entire film around that one scene for a fake Minecraft movie that I made. Although that's like a big deal to try and make, like very ambitious. As far as sound effects and music go, most of it can be from Minecraft, which is like that's a big deal, is all that extra stuff you can do, and then the animation I just handle by myself and not too complicated. It's very possible. The question is just whether I do it or not. I'm not super sure about that. I did like making that Minecraft video though. It's just I don't know if I want to become a Minecraft channel. Probably more Minecraft videos eventually though. Oh my goodness, it's all the questions. We're done so early. Just kidding. I've been recording for over an hour. Thank you guys all so much for 1 million subs. You guys literally made a dream come true. I'm not just trying to be sappy right now, and I hope to serve you guys more in the future with the videos. I'd like to give a huge thanks to my mother. She is a big part of getting these videos together. She motivated me to make the original GVM videos because I have a lot of like self-doubt in whether I can do things or not, and she helps me motivate me to move past those. The series or the channel or nothing like this would have happened if it weren't for her. So I just want to give a huge shout out. I love you so much, Mama. I also like to thank God for giving me this opportunity. I hope to use this channel to glorify him in the future with projects or just reaching out to people, because it's a really cool opportunity I've been given. Thank you all so much for this. I hope to give you guys cool and new videos and improve on them in the future. And also, I don't know when the next part's gonna come out, but I know that the whole comment section is gonna be flooded with when's part 49, and it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna make another video eventually that's gonna be the 1 million special. It's going to be mainly a trip video, but it's gonna have all sorts of stuff in it, so that's gonna be part 2 to this video. Also, here's a separate thing. I did want to have a subscriber meetup thing at a local theater in my town. There's almost nothing scheduled right now, but I'd like to say in the comments, can you tell me if you're interested in doing something like that? And then maybe we'd watch my videos on a big screen. I don't know exactly how that turned out, but like a fun event like that, and we'd have all sorts of stuff going on. That'd be really cool. By the way, I live on the east coast of Florida, so anyone who lives in like California, or Britain, or Mars somewhere that doesn't exist, I'm very sorry that you can't attend the event. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in doing in the comments. Either way, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the questions. Thank you for 1 million subs. I will see you in the next video.